Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of MotoGP 2021. We're off to Misano. Championship is pretty much done. It's just a matter of showing up at this point, taking names and getting the points for the championship. But without further ado, let's jump in to qualifying 2 at Misano. So here we are coming up to turn 1. I actually haven't played this game in a while. You might have noticed a lot of MXGP 21 on the channel. I'm enjoying a lot of that lately, even though in all the episodes I give out of it, I do enjoy it. And I do love motocross as well. Probably not as much as MotoGP, but I spend a rake of time on that too. Big moment there through that. I actually kind of was a bit slow through there because Pecco came out in front of me and then he crashed. He kind of took my line, so this is actually not a great lap, my qualifying lap. And you can see big mistake in there, big stoppy, bye-bye, no apex, off track. Thankfully I didn't lose my lap because I did lose so much time. Up into this lovely right-hander Tramonto. Very difficult. You have to pick the bike up. Like I was saying, my lack of time on this game is showing. I'm not riding at the best. I'm riding pretty averagely because of just the lack of playtime. But we're coming now to the fastest part of the circuit. Really enjoyed the circuit. Once again off the track, not ideal. Using all the exit room of the track and then into this lovely tight right-hander. Cairo hit the apex, tiny bit wide on exit. You can see we're on 3 orange sectors, so it's not even personal best, so we're not even going to be on pole here. And I did actually go for a second lap, but I was slower, believe it or not. So pace is a bit worrying at the moment, and I'm usually lightningly quick around here, and unfortunately it's only good enough for P7 Aleix Espargaro on the Aprilia on pole position. Big shout out to him. But let's jump into the race. So medium hards, mediums is the general grid. I got medium. Most races I do. This one no else, because no different, just because the cloudiness, high deg track. But yeah, we have work to do. Third row. When's the last time we were on the third row in qualifying? 5 red lights and we are away. Decent start. Down into turn 1 though, we get a bit of a bobble there and we almost tag him here. We go a bit wide over, just keeping on track. And then we have small bit of contact almost there with Bastianini, so we drop back a position on the opening lap, but we just managed to sit up. That was Jorge Martin. We set up, we have a look up the inside at the Suzuki, I think, but then here then he actually just has a small bit of connection with me, and it looks like he kind of got sent into his teammate, so both Suzukis unfortunately down. We're once again off track, and up to turn 8 we come. Quersha, this is where I'm basically doing my qualifying lap, and we are with the top 4. It is good for me if Aleix stays in the lead, just because I reckon his pace won't be anywhere near as good as especially the 2 Ducatis. I don't know about Quattararo. The Yamaha doesn't seem to be too good, which is ironic since I was saying for them for next year, which I'm actually looking forward to. It should be quite good, but again, I've had a lot of issues with that corner since my return to the game. See again out in the curb there, spinning it away like mad. Look at the time we lose through there. We got it so wrong. Just shows if you get it wrong how much time you lose through just by having the wrong line completely. But we're at the end of lap 1 now, up to P5. Not bad improvements, but the top 5, well, it looks like Aleix is the cork in the bottle. So I reckon if Miller can pass him, Miller will check out, and that's not what we want, because lap on lap I will get quicker, but there is only so much I can pull back in reason. So at this point in the race I was thinking hopefully Miller wouldn't pass Aleix Espargaro. Down into, I think it's Rio, turn 4, Miller manages to get up the inside and he gets it done just here into turn 6 on the exit. He has P1, which is bad for us because his pace seemed really good. Wasn't anything special in qualifying, but race pace he is pretty good. See now into Quersha, turn 8, we are pretty good on the brakes compared to especially the Yamaha. But it looks like already Miller has a big gap. We take a really different line into Tramonto. As you can see, we're going to come back now and we end up here splitting the two of them, going up the middle. Small bit of contact with Fabio. Small bit of contact again. Just sliding through, and again, look at that, side by side, three of us, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Unfortunately, we just touched the green there again, lucky not to get a track limit warning, and a huge mistake again. Ran off track in all three of the fast corners. Leaves Fabio back through, and that is Pecco trying to fight us back. But unfortunately, doesn't manage to do it. We hold P4, so steady progress. But that big red Ducati is getting away at the front, and we're not quick enough at the minute. We're making far too many mistakes, so we need a bit of clear track. We'd actually set the fastest lap, which is ironic when I say we're making plenty of mistakes, but we are not riding very well at the moment. A small bit of contact from our teammate behind, giving us the hurry up from Pecco. But he's the only man really I need to beat. Miller is nowhere in the championship. Elate, nowhere in the championship. Quartararo, unfortunately, is out for him as well. He won't be defending his title. But Pecco's the only man that can still win at my eyes, and he's behind me. So even if we finish P4, I'd be happy with that. But we should be able to pass these boys. Miller, I don't think he'll be as easy to catch because he's already 2 seconds up the road. But again, we go for the nice and wide outside line, and on the cutback you can see we get great exit on the Yamaha. We just cut across the nose. I wanted to try and get alongside late and tip in, but we just actually tip him. We sit up, and then we go off track. He doesn't. This time though, we just hold Fabio. He squeezes us, and he's got to move on. But we go for a cutback on the inside. But again, we actually get great drive. I was going to say it didn't look like we were going to get done there, but we did get great drive in the end, and that puts us up into P3. So we're on the podium now. But look who's fighting back, pushes us off track, and we're back down to P4. So Fabio is really wanting to have a bit of fun here. We actually have contact with him into turn 1, unfortunately. Thankfully, both of us stayed on the bike. But Miller's doing the Lorenzo and checking out. At this rate, I don't reckon I'll catch him. At this point in the race, I believe that it was like P2 is where it'll be at. Just because I'm struggling to pass the Yamaha. And then the Aprilia is holding its own against me. So, second track comes on there, just touch the green. Really innocent. If you blow off the track, use a lot of green, you don't get penalty. But if you use a slight bit of green, penalty. But anyway, we still have 3 left before we get a penalty. So once again, into Tramonto, tie the outside line. This time we actually tried to cut the inside and we almost tagged the back of the Aprilia. But then again, we get much better drive than Fabio, and we actually matched the Aprilia. So from entering the corner in P4, we exited in P2. Now, what can we do against Miller? He has a nice hefty gap. You can barely see him in the distance. Equal equipment, so it's all going to come down to who can get the most out of the bikes now. He is the fastest man on track as we speak, but I will try my best to pull him in over the next few laps. Coming through now, turn 15 and into Missano corner. Just beautiful apex there. Pick it up, slide it all the way up to the outside curb, and pick up nice. Almost the fastest lap, but not yet. We definitely have a bit more pace now that we've been released from behind the Aprilia and the Yamaha. But it will be tricky to pull. That is a serious gap to pull in such little time. Tyres thankfully feel quite good, but the fuel is fine as well. But as I was saying, his pace, he's still quicker than me as it stands. We are going green again through sector 1 and 2, so we are on good race pace at the moment. We are dropping a late quite rapidly. So we might be able to win this one. Into turn 8 though, again I take a lot of time out of everyone into that corner. Ironically, that's where I lost my qualifying lap. That kind of put me so far down the grid. And then even though there's no one in front of me, we're going to take the wide line. We actually get it wrong that time because we got just a bit too deep. We didn't get the late apex as we wanted. But Miller's doing well though. We only have 3 laps after this, but we fast forward now 2 to penultimate lap. Miller is only just out of reach, so he's under a second. We're the fastest man on track. As the tyres wore and the fuel came down, bikes had to feel a bit nicer. And we started to pick up our pace as usual. And now we're on for a nice charge to see if we can take victory off the Aussie. Now we're riding pretty sweet. We're after saying fast lap after fast lap after fast lap for a few laps in a row now. It's a nice feeling, especially when the rider in front can't respond. You're just pulling him in to Rio. We just get on his back wheel and we have a lap now to see can we pass him. I do believe we have a much better pace at this point of the race. You can see the fastest lap we've leapt away from now. It's Fabio in P3 and later dropped to P4, so slips him all the way to line. Another fast lap down into the 30s, fastest lap of the weekend for anyone. So it's just a matter of where can we do it here in these final few corners. We are much quicker out of there and we end up getting up the inside of him. We just sit him, he goes late on the brakes, but we managed to just hold the inside and pick him up, screw him off on the outside, and that was into the lead. And not long left now in this race. We should be able to hold on, again setting a personal best lap time this time round. So it'll be interesting to see, can he even attempt an overtake back, or will we have the move done? I reckon it's done for now. We've already taken half a second out of him, there or thereabouts. And we're going quicker again, so we're going faster than he can go. And we're pretty comfortable at this point in the race now. Thankfully didn't get any more track limits warnings, so we're just going to try and bring this home now. Big bump actually there, a bit of a wobble on entry there, and again we drift out wide onto the green. That was real life, each one of them would be a penalty, but for some reason the game doesn't actually penalise you, even though they're the ones you need to be penalised for. But yeah, nothing I can do about it, it's not my fault. But if we touch the green on the exit of this corner here, penalty. Thankfully we didn't. And into the final corner now, we come for the penultimate time. Picking up there. Beautiful exit. We don't go quicker, but we still do a pretty convincing lap time, a low 31. Final lap time here in Missano. We have a comfortable lead now at this point over Miller. We should be after recovering this ride brilliantly. Again, going green in sector 1, so even in these late laps with low tyres left, fuel is pretty low, the bike still feels good and strong, so one of the key strengths of the Ducati gets better over the race. And Miller is hanging in there, but he won't be, unless a mistake for me, he won't be close enough. So yeah, another victory on the cards here if we can negotiate the last half a lap here in Missano. We will be back here again, I believe, for the second race at Missano, which I look forward to because I love this track. One of my favourite tracks in the world. Beautiful, beautiful racetrack. But it's pretty much done for now. Miller looks like he's settling for P2, another podium. I just touched the curb there, the bike completely hops across the curb at about 175 miles an hour. Not scary at all. And into Rio we come. We actually go really wide there for the final time. Oh, that's Carroll, that's not Rio, sorry. I'm going to call that Rio for the last 5 lap, that's Carroll. Rio's turn 4. But anyway, this one is definitely Missano corner. Into the last corner we come. Turn around the anti-wheelie, up onto the back wheel. Big celebration, another victory for Ducati. So, Miller comes home in second, another Ducati 1-2. I don't know how many that's been at that rate. Someone robbed my fastest lap. Bloody annoys me because I'm always the quickest man, they always do it to me. Pecco comes home in P6, which really, that is just terrible for his championship. But yeah, just complete utter domination of this field. I really look forward to going to Yamaha next year. I believe a bit more even, and I'll have to, like, I had to try today a bit to catch the AI, but yeah, they need to bring a bit more of a difficult AI to this game without making it, like, the worst thing about Milestone is they bring a difficult AI, but then they make them not abide to the same laws of physics, and they just cheat, which isn't fun because then you have to like override and do stupid things that you can't do. They did that in a few of the Moto3 ones. But let's have a look at the Moto2. So decent result again for Dom, P5 in the race. Carmona unfortunately didn't do great, and Rizal with another victory. He is just like me, wiping the floor in that championship. Hernandez as well having a decent overall ride, coming home well in the points. So I'm going to leave there for today's episode. If you did enjoy, drop a like down below and subscribe to see more, and I should thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye bye.